Hey y'all, hey, it is Asia here with a Fluffy Hustle, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about something a little bit different, and it's just some of the obstacles and hurdles that you may face as an entrepreneur and how you can battle those things or help yourself to manage through them. And this has just been my experience, things that I've learned over time. Some things I'm literally just learning in this last year after being in business and stuff over the years. But that's what I wanted to talk to you guys today because we talk about the glamorous stuff. We talk about the things that are fun to talk about, how much inventory to buy, where to buy your vendors, how to do your marketing, how to do all this kind of stuff. But we don't talk about like the mental toll that it takes, how it impacts our lives and things like that once we start down the entrepreneurial path. Because quite frankly, like you are a little different, right? As an entrepreneur, you have to be a little different. You're a little crazy. You're a little unorthodox. You don't see things like most people see them. You're not satisfied. You're not happy with working. And there's nothing wrong with working, but just like it takes a certain kind of person to be an entrepreneur, it takes a certain kind of person to also just be an employee. You know what I'm saying? And for most entrepreneurs, being an employee literally is like the worst thing. Like you hate the whole experience most of the time. So that's what I want to just talk through. So one of the biggest things I think that hits a lot of entrepreneurs, especially me being a black woman, being a black business owner. One of the things that I hear a lot is that we have a lack of support from our friends and family. And so that can be really, really tough to deal with. Some people are genuine haters, like genuine haters. They don't want to see you do well. Some folks, though, just depending on their background, like they honestly, they just don't get it. They don't understand entrepreneurship. They don't see how it's going to work because their mind just doesn't think like that, and they weren't brought up like that either. So just to give you guys an example, right, about my personal life, um, my family, two different places. My dad's family is from Houston, Texas, and my mom's family is from Sacramento, California. Now, in Texas, the mentality, like my grandmother, like everybody that I grew up around, the mentality and what was pushed really heavy on us was to go to jobs so you can, go to college so you can have a career and get a good paying and stable job. In Sacramento, college wasn't pushed as much because in Sacramento, it being the capital of the state of California, there are a lot of opportunities there to work for the state itself. And so in my family, friends and family and stuff like that, like many people for several generations have been able to get on with the state, with the city, with the county, or even with like our municipal places like Pacific Gas and Electric or SMUD, which does the electricity for the city of Sacramento. Like if you can get on with places like that, or if you can get on with like Waste Management, who does the trash and sanitation, you can get on with companies like that. And you basically get on young, start young. You can work your way up and you can retire and have great retirement and live a really good life working in those companies. So what's pushed there is not entrepreneurship. It's not having your own business. It's getting on with one of these places and working your way up and retiring. And by being a worker, almost all of the people that I know that took that path, they're homeowners. In fact, they own multiple properties. So it's not like they're just withering away at their job. Like they have good lives, they make good investments, they retire well and have a lot of money. They do good. Like they have good, comfortable lives. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, just get any old kind of job. No, they pushing you to get good jobs, good jobs. But when you're an entrepreneur, even a good job is not satisfactory for you. At least that's how it's been for me. Like getting a good job just has not been fulfilling. And I literally have had good jobs of my entire working career. Like, for real. Anytime I would tell somebody, oh, I work for this company or that company, they'd be like, damn, like, you're working for some really major companies, and I have good positions in those companies. And I've been paid well. But I was never satisfied because what I saw for my life was not working for someone else and helping them build their business and their dream, but to build my own. So when you think like that and you are different than other people who are your friends and family, they just do not understand your mentality and your mindset. And so they might not be as supportive as you would like them to be. And then with with your parents, a lot of times, like, you gotta think your parents' job is to make sure you're good, right? So something happens to them, they leave this planet, their whole thing is they want to make sure that their children can take care of themselves and that they're going to be okay in this world. And entrepreneurship is scary because there's no guarantee, right? All of the weight of the success of the business relies on you, versus when you get a good job, somebody else making a whole lot more money is making those decisions, right? So just kind of put those things in perspective. Now, what I've learned to do over the years has been to very much so guard my space. So I don't announce to my friends or family when I'm doing anything. They have no idea, outside of like my parents and my brother and like one uncle. Like, literally nobody in my family knows what is going on with me when it comes to business. They have no clue what I do. They don't have any idea what kind of following I have. They have no idea how much money I make from it. They have no clue what I do in business, because I learned early on when I started a business and my friends and family knew what I was doing, and I literally got no support except for one cousin who supported me. Like, it hurts your feelings. It puts things in perspective. But one of the things I always say, I don't have enough friends or family to make me rich, and neither do you. So even if every single person in your family supported your business and bought something from you, it's not enough to make you rich. And most of us who start businesses want to be wealthy. That's the reason why we're putting ourselves through all of this, is because we want to have financial freedom. We want to be wealthy. We want to be able to do what we want to do when we feel like doing it. That's why most of us do this. So I learned that early, that I don't tell my family what I do. I just don't. And then that will alleviate the heartache. That will alleviate the hurt feelings. That'll alleviate the grudges. Cause like my mom, she goes super hard for me. So she's gone hard for me to where she didn't got into it with like, why are you not supporting and with other people? And I don't want all of that kind of drama. People can support who and what they want to support, and it does not have to be me. And I don't care if it's blood or not. Like, that's just kind of where I'm at with it. So I would tell y'all to get over that fast. Expect it to happen. If you expect it to happen, when it does happen, you won't trip as hard. You can prepare yourself and understand that this is normal, and this is something that happens with people all of the time. Yeah, that's just what it is. So some of the things that I do for support, or what you can do for support, is that recently I have been joining a lot of Facebook groups, and I've been following a lot of Instagram pages that are all about business, and stuff like that, just because it's good to surround yourself or be a part of communities with other entrepreneurs who are pursuing their dreams just like you, because we can bounce things off of each other. Sometimes it's just good to see that other people are having the same experiences as you, and you're not alone. It's not an isolated experience that you're having. So I would definitely do that. I think it's extremely important for an entrepreneur to protect their mental health. Not that everybody else doesn't need to, but the thing is, when you become an entrepreneur, then everything about your business is on you. You normally, when you're starting off, you don't have a partner and big budget and all that kind of stuff. So you can't hire help immediately. So a lot of the business all falls on you. And so with it falling all on you, you become everything. You're the accountant, you're the buyer, you're packaging and shipping and receiving, your customer service, your marketing, you are your accountant. Like, you are so many different things as an entrepreneur, and you're wearing so many hats. Not to mention whatever else you have going on in your normal life. Are you still working your 9 to 5 job? So you switch from being employee to employer for yourself all at the same time. What if you're a parent? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different things that you have to consider when you want to go into business for yourself, that it's important for you to protect your mental health. Whether you meditate each day, I think people should meditate each day. There are tremendous benefits in meditating. Meditate so that you can focus, you can set your intention for the day, you can clear your mind of all the clutter. I try to meditate in the morning, and I meditate before I go to bed, and also pray, but I definitely meditate because I need to sort through my own thoughts. I think also physical activity. This is something that I have struggled with. That was one of the things that I would struggle with, like, because I'd be so focused on what I'm doing in my business. I would sit down at my computer and be at my computer for hours, literally not moving, not eating, not drinking anything. Like, it was just bad. So it's important that you put in place like a physical regimen. Don't do what I did and work yourself to the point where you're in a hospital. Okay, because it can happen. Your body will shut down on you. You will have stuff happen as a result of you just not taking care of yourself. It's a real thing. So I encourage all of you guys to really, as an entrepreneur, take time for yourself. Set time aside. The other thing I would say too, to help you manage through all of it, like, you need to become organized. You need to work on being an organized person. I live by my calendar. Some people like to use, journals or notebooks to keep themselves together. I have a series of applications that I use on my phone. I use my calendar religiously. I plan and schedule pretty much everything, and I live by my calendar. And in my calendar, I plan time to do certain things for myself. Like, I plan to rest. I plan my exercise. I plan when I'm going to prep my food for the next week. I plan everything. Like, I plan everything, because if I don't put it in my calendar and just say, oh yeah, I'll get it done, it's not a priority. For me, if it's not in my calendar, it's not a priority to me. Everything I put in my calendar is a priority. These are things that must be done. So if I know I need to exercise every day, then it needs to be on my calendar, because everything that's in my calendar must be done. That's just it. Because I put all my important appointments with my 9 to 5 job. I live by calendar. Everything that I need to do, whether I meet with my employees or I'm meeting with my manager or I need to attend some sort of meeting or conference or something like that, it's all in my calendar. So, and I know that if it's in my calendar, that is a priority. So therefore, when I transition to do things for my own business, I put things for my business in my calendar, and I put things for myself in my calendar. So exercising, all that kind of stuff is inside of my calendar, because it's a must that it get done. So that's it. The other thing too is you are going to inevitably try to compare yourself. Do not compare yourself to other people or other entrepreneurs who might be doing something the same or similar to you. Don't judge their progress against your own, because you never know what their circumstances are or what they have going on. You might see a brand blow up and you guys started at the same time, but you don't know if you guys, just because you start at the same time does not mean that you are on the same level or the same playing field or at the same starting point. Maybe you started and you didn't have enough money to plan for marketing. Maybe they started and they had thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars to spend on ads, or maybe they had money to spend on influencers. I know people who just happen to be friends with influencers, and their friends help them out by mentioning them on their page or mentioning them on a YouTube video or vlogging with their friend who has a huge following on YouTube. And so just by being with their friend who happens to be a YouTuber, they get followers. And because they get followers and they start mentioning their business, then their business blows up. You don't see all of that stuff, right? You don't know what's going on the back end. You don't know what help somebody may or may not have, how much money they have to market versus what you have. So you cannot compare yourself to someone else. The only thing you can say is, whoa, well, they're doing that really well. How could I possibly maybe implement something that they're doing? But don't compare yourself or feel like you need to be at a certain place with other people. And then the other thing that's going to happen inevitably is that you are going to have to remove people from your space and from your life. Being an entrepreneur takes an incredible amount of focus, and you will need to learn very fast that you need to be selfish with your time, and there's nothing wrong with being selfish. I think we have been taught wrong that I think being selfish is necessary. Okay, being a selfish person, someone who considers themselves first, is necessary in order for you to be the best you. If you put everything in front of yourself, you will quickly find that you are a person that has no energy for yourself. So you have to prioritize yourself, and that means you are going to have to remove people from your life who may have held importance to you. Sometimes it's going to be friends and family and things like that. Just understand it's going to be necessary, because we sometimes those people eat up time that is important. If you're an entrepreneur, like, yo, I need my time to do this. So maybe you can't sit on the phone and kiki with your homegirl about her baby daddy or her boyfriend or whatever for 2 hours every night, because you got stuff to do. You have inventory to go through. You have pictures of product to take. You need to schedule your posts for your Instagram store. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got shit to do. And so your real friends and solid family members will understand that, but people who want you for their purposes, for their reasons, because you serve a purpose in their life, and when you don't serve that purpose anymore, you're going to find that they're going to buck. They're going to be like, oh, you changing, or you feel like you too good or whatever. It's just that you're not there serving the purpose for them that you filled in their life before, and they're upset about that. They don't want to see the growth or the change, but it's inevitable. So you are going to lose people. You will fall off with people. Friendships will end. People will be uncomfortable with your growth because they're in the same place. They're not happy with themselves, so they don't like to see you glowing. It just is what it is. And they will use some BS as a reason why, like, they're not messing with you anymore, but the real true reason why is like they don't like seeing you leveling up, and they can't keep up or whatever. So those are just some of the things that I have experienced, and I just know that as you're going through those things, like, it's part of the process. It's part of the process, and it happens, and you can expect that to continue to happen as you continue to grow and expand. Like, everybody's not meant to be around for a long time. So that's pretty much it. Those are just some of the things that I wanted to discuss and talk about, and just kind of let you guys know, because I know I'm looking at the people who follow me and stuff like that. So a lot of y'all are younger. A lot of y'all are like 18 to 25. I'm an auntie, I guess. I'm auntie age now. I'm like 37. So I've been through it and I've experienced it. And I've had a lot of business ventures. Like, early on, I'm talking about, I think I was like 21 when I started my first line. And so I've experienced it all. The lack of support, the not having the money, the not having the resources, starting on a shoestring budget, trying to make something happen, make things shake, having friends flip on you, losing friends over some BS, you know what I'm saying? Jealousy, all that kind of stuff that goes along with that stuff. So I just want you guys to be encouraged, and just know more than anything to protect yourself. Be selfish with your time, be selfish with your energy, be selfish with your space, and start to look at who's around you, and you will have to edit people out of your life. That's just what it is. So hopefully you guys have found this helpful, if nothing else encouraging, and knowing that if you're experiencing these things, it's absolutely normal. And I will catch y'all later. Bye, y'all.